Greetings. So this is going to be your singles love vibes reading. So I have a lot of requests for doing single love readings and stuff like that. Mainly pick-a cards, but I didn't really feel led to um, do that right now. So if I decide to do, a single pick a card reading, you guys will, you guys will see it. So I felt led to do it this way. I already pulled cards. Um, I have 5 tarot cards here. So the overall energy is the Five of Pentacles, Seven of Cups in reverse, Ten of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So it's a lot of earth energy. So I feel like this represents some type of grounding that's taking place. Um, in in some sense of your love life or just life in general, this is about grounding your energy. The Seven of Cups could be you guys may have walked away or feel like you needed to walk away from something emotionally due to feeling like, maybe this is some bullshit, excuse my language, or this is um yeah, this is some BS, or this is an illusion, or I don't know, or it could be someone that you were dealing with may have stepped away or pulled away emotionally from the connection with the Five of Pentacles. So you're single, and it's not a good feeling for some of you where you're at. Um, some of you guys have leveled up past this feeling alone, feeling left out in the cold, rejected. Some of you guys are being triggered by some type of rejection. I feel like it's an illusion with the Seven of Cups of being rejected. And I feel like it was meant for some type of leveling up. It was meant for higher awareness and clarity. This could have already happened in the past, or it could have been something that was recent. But with the Seven of Cups, it's in reverse. So those illusions are not there, I feel like. So this Five of Pentacles is like feeling rejected, feeling left out, walking in this snowstorm. And it's also raining as well, because you can see the thunder and lightning. So there's a strong divine presence here, especially when you felt that feeling of being alone, or maybe you feel like this, being by yourself right now. I feel like this is to help you identify some wounds here. So some of you guys may have already uncovered what those wounds were, connected to some type of rejection or abandonment. With the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups here is that you may have had a situation where a person, romantic situation or platonic situation, where people are mirroring back to your inner child's wounds, and you could be doing the same. So if you look at the Ten of Cups, this woman is walking up towards this man with a male child, and this man here is with a female child. So it's kind of like you guys are mirroring each other to some extent, or people in your life are being made to help you identify your inner child wounds as you may be helping them. So I noticed that there's a lightning bolt here in the Five of Pentacles, and then when you get to the Ten of Pentacles, there's a rainbow. So there's some type of divine promise. So where you're at right now is where you're supposed to be. You may feel like this is a long drought, this is going to be a long singlehood, or I'm single not by choice, or I made the decision to be single. Why is this, like, you, wherever your plight is, like whatever it is that resonates with you, your situation, because you guys are all unique, you're all different. So it's that type of feeling of restriction and feeling stuck, maybe not understanding where you are. This lantern is guiding this person in the Five of Pentacles. So you're being divinely led, divinely guided. And I feel like this was for you to awaken to the wounds within yourself, so that you could awaken to the higher truths. So as you heal, as you purge and release, with that lotus, the fountain here, that lotus flower, I feel like represents the third eye chakra. This is some type of awakening, spiritual understanding, because you are going to be met with your divine promise, your divine blessing. If that's family, if that be reconciliation, if it's of your highest good right now, or if it's of your highest good, period. Your divine promise, you're going to be met with that which is of your highest good, period, okay? So there may be a lot of purging, a lot of releasing. Some of you guys, this is spirit helping you to surrender and release control in your love life. Some of you guys have mastered, or you're going to master um, this Five of Pentacles energy. You're going to be able to overcome it because you've learned a very valuable lesson. There's something that Spirit's trying to teach you in this season of your life right now. So many messages and so many synchronicities and things like that. I do feel like this is some type of reconciliation or coming together with someone maybe that you've never met, where it will feel like a reconciliation. Or if this is you, some of you guys, this could be meeting with someone that has a child, or you have a child and you guys have a blended family, or this is you desiring to have a family, but there's a promise here for you. And I feel like you're going to be met with that destiny very soon. And I feel you guys have been getting dreams of some type of reconciliation, or whenever you watch this, you will shortly after have dreams of meeting someone or reconciling with someone. It's some type of meetup in a dream. Yeah, there's growth here. There's a butterfly here in the Nine of Pentacles. So you guys are going through an evolution of growth. So you guys may feel like where you're at, there's some type of illusion, energy here of abandonment of some sort. Oops. So I'm gonna tap into what this energy is here, because I see the Five of Pentacles. You have two fives. You have the Hierophant, which is also a 5, the 5th major arcana card. So there's some changes that are happening, and you're learning those lessons through this period of what needs to change or what needs to shift. You also have the 10 of Cups, which is a completion number within a beginning, as well as the 9 of Pentacles, which the 9s represent mastery, completions. Assimilate life experience, step into the unknown. So your life experiences, like where you're at right now, I feel like this is you being aware, more aware of where you're at in life, having a spiritual understanding of where you're at. Some of you guys already know how to navigate through the understanding of where your present energy is and why you're at where you're at in your life. You have a spiritual understanding of this. For some of you, it could be mastering this understanding in your love life as to why you are where you're at. So Cupid is about to hit someone, or maybe you guys have already been hit and you don't understand what this period or what this season was meant to teach you, or why you're at where you're at in love. And I feel like you're going to get that level of understanding. Like I said, with step into the unknown, this is all about surrendering the control, because you guys may have been used to controlling the way that, you know, other areas of your life could be easy to control. But when it comes to this area of your life, it's not so easy. You're not in control of how your love life goes. You're not in control of picking partners that suit agendas, or that suit the ego, or comfort zones and stuff like that. Like, Spirit is divinely aligning you with your divine counterparts for some of you, aligning you with healthy dynamics and things like that. And a lot of it is you asked for this. So you're going to get your divine promise. So Spirit is helping you with this process, and it's allowing you to understand, like, on a spiritual level, because on a conscious level, you know, we are more, or we think we're more in control of how certain things manifest and how they're supposed to go and operate this, and manipulating that. With divine spirit, with the universe, what they're doing is higher and more infinite than your ego's plans and ideas. So this is energy of allowing. This is energy of balance. Your higher self is guiding you. Your divine team is guiding you. Your ego is no longer pushing this. So there's something with number 3 as well. The number 12, number 2, like I said, 5s, 10s, 9s, maybe even 7s. So there's a lot of changes that are happening. There's a lot of growth, a lot being created, a lot being manifested, and endings also happening at the same time. So some of you guys are in between transitions in your life, especially when it comes to your love life. You're in transition, and I feel like spirits, this is a rebirth. This is the energy of rebirth. Spirit is helping, spirit is helping you have a clearer understanding. Like, this is for you to understand on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, where you're at, because it's not going to make sense on a conscious level. Yeah, wise one. Grow within your current situation. So you guys are very wise. You're very old spirits, and you guys may be someone that understands life on a deeper perspective, on a wiser perspective, because you guys been here so many times, and also because of your divine connection to the universe, the light within you. But with your love life, this is a completely different ball game, especially if you've been in relationships that were toxic, or, you know, navigating through your wounds, that false sense of control, and maybe aligning yourself with connections that did not serve you, or just simply needing to grow through certain experiences with connections that were karmic for your growth and for your wisdom. You're now understanding, it's like a deeper wisdom within your love life, and you're navigating through this, through your experiences. So there's a level of understanding that I feel like you guys are going to have about your love life that you didn't. And I feel like you guys also have some type of ancestral support and assistance with your journey right now. There's also something with owls for you guys. Could be ravens, falcons. These powerful birds could be animal totems for some of you, but it's also a sign that you're being guided even through the dark, because some of these animals are nocturnal. So even in the darkness, you're still being guided, you're still being led. You guys are star seeds. So you guys have a galactic ancestry. If that sounds crazy, then discard it. But I'm getting, you guys have a galactic ancestry. So you guys have so much divine support and guidance that's aligning you, and the universe only wants the best for you. Your divine creator only wants to align you with what's of your highest good and what's of your divine destiny. So you have to trust in the season where you're at, that you're not in this position as a punishment, but this is for your wisdom and for your growth, because a lot of you are meant to be teaching, and your lessons and your testimonies come from your love life and your relationships with others, period, in general. When you get with your divine counterpart, a lot of you guys are going to have a story to tell, because how this is going to come together, and this is God speaking right now, this is not me. When you guys come together, because your connections are very, they're not earthly type connections. This isn't a boy meet girl type of thing where you just come together and it's easy and you guys fall in love and you have babies and you grow old together and that's all. These connections are for the sake of divinity and the divine within ourselves and the God within ourselves, and seeing the magnificence and the infinity of the universe, and what the universe, what God, the creator, whatever you believe in, can do through you, through your person, and through your connection, through your love. That's what this is. So spirit is bringing you, and I know you guys are probably like, this is a single reading, I don't want to hear about that, I want to know if I'm going to meet somebody. I can't speak for everybody, because where I'm at on my journey and what spirit does with me, I have to honor that. I'm in a divine connection path. That's what I'm here for. Like, this is, and it's not for the sake of just romance. And if that's all that it is for you guys, I'm not the messenger for you. I'm here to assist. Spirit uses me and helps to assist with other people going through divine connections, because these connections are about the glory of the divine. This is to show God through connections, through that divinity, unconditional love, and that love that the divine has for us manifests itself through these divine connections. So your testimony of what you've grown through before you align with your divine counterpart, or before you even meet them or whatever, your whole life is going to be a testimony, because it's what's leading up to your connection and where you guys are meant to go, because your purpose here is much bigger. You guys are star seeds. Your purpose is much bigger. It's much bigger than just being here and having babies. For some of you, maybe that's all that it is for you, and that's cool too. That's fine. That's what your purpose is. That's what your heaven is. That's for you. For others that resonate with this path, no, it's not easy. And yeah, you want to hop off and you want to get off, because it's not going to be conventional. It's not going to be like an earthly situation where it's easy for you. So it's like also get you to align and to trust. As star seeds, you're already a part of the universe. You're not separate from it. And once you get that, the path and the journey is going to align so much smoothly for you. So what's meant for you will never ever pass you by, because it is divinely written for you. Like, your purpose and your path is already ordained and lined up. You know, we have free will choices, how we align with our destiny and our path. Some people believe that there is no destiny, we just create it, such and such. Yeah, we create it as we go along, but it's something that's already mapped out. There's many paths, many avenues, many roads, but it still leads to that same destination. So yeah, do have free will. But yeah, you guys are wise beings, wise spirits. You're going to teach, once you come out, because like right now where you're at, and I'm probably going to do like a segment on this, because Spirit made me take some notes the other day about character building and being in like a season that isn't so easy, and it feels like the universe is working against you, or like the world or life in general or people are just, it may seem like that sometimes, but that is a part of your character building, because what it's going to do is like it's going to prepare you for where you're going. When you come into these divine connections, and I'm learning this too, you're not going to be able to withstand being in the energies that you once were in, these karmic connections that you were in, with jealousy, manipulation, possessiveness, rejection, abandonment issues, guilt trips, and all of that. You won't be able to operate in those energies anymore, because these divine connections are of pure love. So your ego and your higher self is constantly fighting, because your higher self is about love. Your higher self operates and vibrates naturally off of the vibration of love. So you feel all of this, but your ego it's foreign to the ego. The ego is fight or flight, so it needs that stability to feel safe and in control, and to manipulate things in a way that serves it. So it's constantly fighting with the higher self. The ego is used to the toxicity. The ego is used to protecting itself and controlling and directing things in a way that serves the agenda of the ego, right? But when your higher self is involved, the heart is the center. The heart is guiding and encompassing the person, your being. Your higher self is guiding you through the love. So when you meet your divine counterpart, it's pure love, it's pure bliss. But when the ego kicks in, the fears come in. Oh, this is too good to be true. Oh, I'm inadequate. I'm not good enough for this. I might be delusional. I might be crazy. Oh, it's not happening fast enough. Oh, what if I lose them to somebody else? So the ego starts to get all up in the mix. And your job and your spiritual team's job is to get you to release those energies that don't serve you. Your human experiences, you needed to go through those experiences. So don't look at it as a mistake, because you had to go through those experiences of heartache and toxicity, maybe being the toxic partner to someone else, or dealing with heartbreak, rejection, unrequited love. You had to go through that, because those experiences were meant to help shape us and build us and mold us into who we're supposed to be, and identify what true love really is. True love is not something that is earned by, it's not earned, period, but we've been taught that like love is something that you have to earn, whether that be through doing things that other people feel like makes you a good person, whether it's through your beauty, through what you materially, like your status or whatever it is. But with true love, it's something that is shared. It's given and it's received. it's an exchange of energy. So it's foreign to a lot of people through our wounds, and those, your divine counterpart triggers those wounds in you, not by actively punching at them, because that's the thing. It's a difference between a karmic partner, because your karmic partner will actively treat you or trigger you on purpose, whether they know that or not, but they're still helpful to you because they're helping you identify your wounds. That's what triggers are. When you're in your divine connection, they trigger you without meaning to. Like, it's not a purposeful thing to hurt you or to harm you or to trigger those things, but just them being your mirror to you, they activate those triggers. Like, okay, it's something that is reflected. So there's a complete difference between a divine connection and a karmic connection. Karmic connections, we're trying to manipulate and control everything, and sometimes spirit does allow us to be in those connections and for us to manipulate and control them and do as we will with them. And with divine connections, we don't have control. We're completely divinely led in them. If we try to control, we're met with blockages. It doesn't happen the way that we want it to happen. And that's not to say that your person is going to reject you. That's not a divine counterpart. Your divine counterpart is not someone that is running from you, that is siding with other people and saying fuck you, I don't want to be with you, or beating you up, beating you down physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's not a divine connection. If God wouldn't do that to you, it's not divine, basically. If the universe does not operate in that frequency, that higher vibrational energy, if it's not an energy of love, it's not a divine connection. Divine is within these connections. Even though you may go through pains and you go through triggers and you might get upset with each other, it's something that still guides you and still leads you on your journey. It's not something that you could run away from. It's not a connection that you get to control and manipulate to go the way that you want it to go, and vice versa. You guys come together through divinity. So with these dynamics, as I said in other videos before, it teaches us how to break down what true love is and what it is not. And a lot of people take these divine connections to feed their ego and to feed their wounds. And this is not for the weak. You cannot point fingers at another person. You can't blame quote unquote karmics. You can't blame other people outside of your connection or your person for things that you should be working on or healing. You can't do that. And a lot of people think they're in divine connections and they're really not. These are toxic bonds or trauma bonds. They're ego-fed. They're ego-driven. If you cannot surpass the levels of obsessions, if you cannot surpass the level of needing to control or manipulate something, most likely it is not a divine connection, because it's not to say that you won't have periods where you worry or you're afraid to lose your person, or you get jealous, or you get a little obsessed or something like that, or where you're constantly thinking about your person or whatever. It's not to say that those are not normal things, but when you cannot surpass those levels, you don't find that healthy balance, most likely it's not a divine connection, or you're not doing your inner work. Because at the end of the day, if you claim that this is a divine connection is not just for you, for your entertainment, your enjoyment, just to sit up and lay up with someone. This is for the glory of divine. This is a universal divine love that other people also get to experience through you. It's not just for you and your person to lay up and cupcake. Like, this is a connection that heals generations, that inspire others to align with their divinity, and so on and so forth, whether they're also in divine connections or they're meant for another purpose in life. You're meant to spark that within people. So you can't stop your growth because your person is not here, or because you're focused on some other woman or some other man that they could be dealing with, or whatever the case may be. Like, it's too much ego in these situations, and I'm like tired of it. On a higher level, like, it's like sad in a way, because a lot of people have divine love so messed up and so confused because of their wounding, because they have not healed certain things within them. So they think that these connections that they're in is as good as it gets. Like, this is as good as it gets. This person is cheating on me with this one, that one. They sleep with me and then they go with somebody else. Or, like, this spirit wants so much more for you than what you're settling for. Like, if this connection is not helping you to grow and to level up, and this person is also someone that is not leveling up or growing, loving themselves, and they're just acting a goddamn fool, that's not a divine connection. But what I do recognize too is that spirit can work through anybody. You could be dealing with someone that was a pimp or something, or, you know, someone heavily wounded. And that's the glory, that's the beauty of this, because a lot of us have templates of being heavily wounded or coming from past that most people be like, how does she get into a connection like that? Or who does he think he is, or who does she think she is, to be able to manifest or have that? Like, because it's the work, it's divine working within you. When you allow that to happen, when you truly go through your awakening and your growth within yourself, and you work on you, it's going to reflect and it's going to make you a new person. Some people are still stuck at stage 1, stage 2 with these connections. It's like it's all about another person, and they have not got to the process of working on themselves. Some people don't want to. You like to think, like, some people would like to think that this is just for them to just sit up and lay up with somebody in bliss, run through a pocket full of rosies, I don't know, a fucking rainforest or something, sunflower beds, and just make babies and just whatever. This requires work too. Because what you're doing, what you're bringing to this planet, and I'm probably saying the same thing over and over again, but what you're bringing to this planet is so much bigger and so much more beautiful than what you have planned and what your ego has planned for you. If you say that you're truly on a divine journey, divine connection, twin flames and all this stuff. Otherwise, you might just be asking for just a cool vibe connection where that's all that it is. But if you know that you're here for something much more, and you have something on your heart that you're meant to do in this life, however spirit uses you in your person, you yourself is a walking testimony, your person is a walking testimony. So when you guys come together, your connection itself is also a connection. As they say, nothing worth having comes easy, because it's character building. You won't know what you have if it's something that you didn't really have to put in the work for. It's not an overnight situation. Like, it's a beautiful connection, and divine spirit is all in it, the journey itself. And I'm learning this too, and I'm walking to, into it, to just embrace it, that it's an adventure. It's meant to be a journey. We're not meant to know how it's all going to unfold and end up. So if you're not present, you miss all of the signs, you miss all of the alignments, things taking place. So we're getting out of stage 1 and stage 2 of being stuck in this obsessive period. Oh, this person did this to me and this, because you're still wounded. You're still pointing things outside of self. You haven't turned that back into self to say, I need to do my inner work. This is showing me. And it takes a lot. Trust me. I'm just got over a big hump with worrying about other people. Like, oh, what if it's another woman, or what if I lose this to someone else, or oh, what about this and such, and I seen this and this triggered me into going, okay, what is this? Like, why do I feel this way? Oh, rejection. Oh, inadequacy. Oh, jealousy, insecurity, still stemming. Okay, where did it originally come from? Like, I'm still working through that process itself, but I overcame it by identifying it. I'm still healing through it, but I overcame it because I identified. So we're not perfect. We still have work to do. We all always have work to do, regardless. Whether it's a love journey, whether it's a self-love journey, at the end of the day, the journey, whatever journey you're on, is about self, period, first and foremost. You can't be in a healthy connection if you're still worried about a quote-unquote karmic, or, they didn't call me, or obsessing over someone that may not really be in alignment with you. And that's like a tough pill to swallow sometimes. But I said all this to say that your current situation is it's for your growth process, because it's preparing you. You can't take your wounds into a divine connection. You can't take your wounds into a healthy connection, even if it's not about divine work or spiritual work. You can't take those wounds into something healthy, because if you are asking spirit to give you a healthy dynamic with somebody, to align you with someone that resonates with you and that you vibe with and is healthy and you guys can enjoy each other's company, there's no drama, there's no abusive energy, you got to do the work on yourself. Because if you had that good man, that good woman, you're going to run that person off, run them away through your wounds. You won't even allow them to really love you because you're still in your wounds. A lot of people want divine connection, divine union today, but let's keep it real. If it's not here, that means you're not in alignment with it. So if you try to make it happen today, it probably wouldn't work out. Or there's still some work that needs to be done on your journey, so that when you do get it, it's like it's all merrier. It's all more beautiful once you really do get it, because of your experiences. So spirit put you in this season because you can handle it, and it's not meant to break you. It's meant to keep you, to grow you. So when we're broken, we're expanded. Like, we break these things, it's like you are able to bust out of the seams and your light shines. So yeah, sometimes we got to be broken down and cracked open in order for that light to bust and for us to expand as a person, as a spiritual being as well. So it hurts when you're in the thick of it. It's confusing when you're in the thick of it. So in this season right now, some of you may feel like you're just in an isolated state right now, or you feel abandoned, or you feel like nothing's ever going to happen, or it's not going to work out for you, or you're just going to be single forever, or whatever the case may be. But you have the Ten of Cups. There's a promise that's there for you. You got to walk in that. Inner child still needs to come up and still needs to be healed. Like, none of us are perfect. We're perfect in the eyes of the divine, in our core essence of who we are, but we're always here to work on something. No one's better than the next person. One person may have mastered one thing that you have not mastered, and you may have mastered something that someone else has not mastered. We're here to help and assist. Like, if you resonate with this, you're here to help people. Like, you're going to help people however spirit uses you. Whether spirit uses you to be a college professor or a singer, a chef, you're going to help people in some level because of what you've gone through, your journey, of your process. You're guaranteed going to do that, and you and your person are going to have a story to tell. You're going to be a walking testimony, because there's a lot of people out there that don't believe that they're deserving of anything healthier based off of what they've been through, or what they've seen, what they grew up seeing. So know that you have all that you need in this season. You have gentleness is the path of peace. So be gentle on yourself. Be compassionate with yourself at this journey. And it's not always easy, because, I beat myself up a lot, too. But it's natural. We're more harder on ourselves than anybody else is hard on us. Like, we really go in on ourselves. So have compassion with your journey, because spirit's working on you. Spirit's helping to heal you. This is a portal of healing. Like, you guys are in that period right now where you're healing. That's where you're at. So just when you think that something's a dead end, whoa, Nelly, like, spirit's gonna shock you and surprise you. And then you have this could be good. So yeah, spirit is going to wow you and surprise you. The universe is going to, just when you think, that's usually how it happens. Like, when you think that you're at the end of the road and it's over, it's done, nothing's gonna ever work out, just when that happens, that's when things, that's where there's a breakthrough. But you can't give up, though. Pack your bags is at the bottom of the deck, so it could be some travel. Bullseye. So keep your eye on forward movement, not looking back, not looking to the side or worried. Keep your eyes on the prize. What is your focus? What is your goals? And if you feel led to not focus on love right now, that's fine. Focus on where you're into, where you're at right now, whether it's your career, whether it's your health, whether it's your spiritual growth process, or all of the above. Focus on that. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't focus on what happened last season and what didn't work for you, and what if because you're not going to be able to move forward in that sense. The Spirit's telling you to keep traveling, keep going. But I also feel like, too, like, expect some type of forward movement, some type of change, some type of travel for some of you. And, like, I'm getting, again, like, just when you think it's a dead end, it's not going to happen, it's not going to work out, Spirit is going to surprise you. And the passion and the spark that you felt like was gone is going to be revitalized again for you when it comes to your love life. Because, like, right now, you may feel like it's dead right now and there's nothing happening, or you just, that passion that you once had is left you, or you feel like you'll never feel that again, or you could be in a separation from your divine counterpart for some of you. I feel like a lot of you, whether you know who your divine counterpart is or you haven't met them yet, you don't know that, you know that there's someone that exists, but you don't know who the person that exists is. Like, you're on a journey to them. You're in separation, physically at least. Energetically, sometimes you might not feel your person's presence as strongly, and it could be because you're both in this energy of healing. A lot of times divine counterparts mirror each other's lives. Like, your lives will be parallel to each other. You're going to mirror in a lot of ways. Like, you guys might live different types of lifestyles to some extent, but something about that is going to mirror. You're going to mirror each other. So why you're single right now is because you're still healing, you're still growing. The Spirit's doing something with you that's very powerful. Even if it doesn't feel like it on the surface or what you can see with your physical eyes, Spirit's doing something like an overdrive. I feel like this is an overdrive of energy. It's a major energy. Maybe you were giving up on yourself, and just when you're about to give up on yourself, like, Spirit is going to wow you and wow other people around, like, around you as well. There's so many messages that are coming in for you guys. So many insights I feel like that you're getting, so many signs and synchronicities being left on your path. And Spirit's encouraging you and motivating you. The universe truly does have your back. You're meant to shine your inner light. Like, your divinity is going to help a lot of people. You're going to heal people just by being in people's presence. And I feel like a lot of you guys already do that already. And it doesn't have to be that you do anything. It's just your vibration. You don't have to make people laugh. You don't have to say anything kind to anybody or anything like that. You could just be in the midst, and it's a light. It's some type of healing that people get from you. People will be drawn to you. You know, butterflies and moths will be drawn to you. So, you know, just be mindful of that. It's all good. But I feel like also, too, this next level that you're walking into, this next season you're walking into, because Spirit's breaking a lot of things down out of us, like expanding us to our widest capacity, like farther than you thought you could even be. Like, Spirit's stretching you out, and with that is bigger light, more light that shines through you, and it's a divinity within self. It's that divine, holy energy. When I say holy, I mean wholeness within self. That Holy Spirit, the energy of wholeness, the spirit of wholeness within you. That's what this is. So that's why it's important that you do your inner work, that you continue to do your inner work. And it does get hard. You will feel like, I can't do this. I'm tired. I want to give up. This journey is not easy, but if you're strong enough for this, okay? You wouldn't be put in this if you weren't strong, and it requires your perseverance, it requires your discipline, it requires your faith, it requires your trust. Even if that faith is small as, you know, like they say in the Bible, small as a mustard seed, you can still do something with that, because you're planting a seed, so it's still going to grow. So just be patient and kind with yourself at this time. Like, yeah, it might not, and it's important that we spend time with the divine or the universe. Like, tap into our spiritual self so we know what's going on, because if we're too focused on the physical, it might not look like anything's happening. I know the feeling. Like, I get tripped up in that sometimes. Like, it feels like nothing's moving, nothing's happening. I did all of this for nothing. I did all this work. Being optimistic and hopeful for something that's never going to happen, or my life is still at a standstill. But if you look at it from another perspective, you'll understand what Spirit's doing. Because a lot of the work is happening behind the scenes. So, yes, that is your reading. I may have talked your ears off and stuff like that. But hopefully this resonated with you guys. Much love as always. I appreciate you. Peace.